Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, yesterday I had a conversation which I found to be disappointing, even depressing. It's not a conversation that I have not been a part of previously. What was disappointing and depressing was the source. This is a woman that I have known for several years, and she is a person that has challenged the status quo on various levels in different ways, and I highly respect her for this. But the conversation that happened yesterday just illustrated that she is completely incapable of breaking out of the capitalist doctrine, which is just killing this country, this planet, destroying our societies, our environment, etc. I was saying how very concerned I am about the up to 55 million Americans that are facing the possibility of homelessness between now and winter of this year. And she launched into this discussion about, how irresponsible so many people have been. They got their, stimulus checks, and instead of paying their capitalist landlord, they bought maybe a big screen TV or went on a vacation, never considering that, this person may have been working their entire life and never could afford that big screen TV. And if they didn't buy it now, they would never be able to buy it. Or this person may have never in their life been on a vacation. And she talked about how when she was younger, now she's a boomer, when she was younger, she worked 2 jobs and raised her kids. And to me, all of this brings up a question of, when you're talking about responsibility, how are we defining responsibility within that capitalist doctrine? And in our capitalist society, when we talk about responsibility or success, etc., you're talking about somebody that doesn't necessarily contribute anything to society. Success and wealth and all this stuff has to do with how well you are a puppet of the system. And, when you talk about somebody, especially with children, but no matter what, if you're talking about working multiple jobs, what are you really talking about here? Yeah. Okay, if you're working multiple jobs that actually contribute to society, that's one thing. But if you're talking about working for Walmart and McDonald's that own everything, is that really a success story? You're just perpetuating the system which has decimated our society. If you're working 80, 100 hours a week, then are you being responsible to yourself? Look at all of the consequences of all of this, all the health problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, etc. all these things brought on by stress. Uh, you know, this, what are you really accomplishing? And if you've got children, then you're leaving your children probably in daycare. And look at the results of this. And when you look at the results of children being left in daycare so much and barely get to see their children, except for, when they're sleeping, when you're sleeping or whatever, those children become emotionally unanchored. I've got to give credit to the younger generations because they are finding their own anchors within each other. But that's something for a different video. But look how many Americans, through the the Generation X and the millennials and so forth, look how many Americans are on antidepressants and therapy. And look at the rise in mental illness, suicides, addiction to meth and opiates. These are crises. They didn't just happen. They happen because of the structure of our society. And you look at capitalism, the capitalist doctrine, and what is it really doing to us? I mean, when you have to continually work and work and work just to make basic needs, just to meet basic needs, what is happening is that we are locked into a hunter-gatherer stage of evolution when we should be far beyond that. We have the resources that the hunter-gatherer thing is completely unnecessary. When we talk about, get a higher education or whatever, that shouldn't be necessary. That really should not be necessary. And when I was in college, I enjoyed working in convenience stores. Now, I had already chosen my path. I was going to college to become a nurse, and that was what I wanted to do. But if I had not already chosen nursing as a direction, I would have been completely happy remaining in convenience stores. I enjoyed it. I also, when I was younger, enjoyed working in restaurants. In each case, I couldn't really live off of the income that I was making from those things. Well, I could at that time, but I wouldn't be able to now. Even then, I wasn't making a good living by any sense of the definition, but I enjoyed the job. We need these people that work in convenience stores and grocery stores, at stock shelves, at cashiers, housekeeping, etc. These people deserve respect. If you choose to become a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, it should be a choice. But as far as income, it should not deserve any more respect than the person that is checking you out at the grocery store or handing you your burger at McDonald's. This should be a choice. If that person is happy with that choice, then that should be a choice. When we talk about responsibility to paying rent, what we're really talking about is, again, perpetuating the capitalist system. look at how much housing has increased in price, well, the person that is paying that rent is probably at this point in history never going to be able to afford a house. They are never going to be able to afford their own residence rather than paying it to a capitalist. And when you're paying that landlord, you're expanding a corporation. Good chance, if you're renting an apartment, it's owned by a corporation. Many houses are owned by corporations. But then, who else are you paying? Well, they've got commercial mortgages. You're paying the bank. That's who you're being responsible to, the banks. The banks that own everything, everything. You finance your car, your bank owns it. You finance your house, the bank owns it. You miss a payment, they're going to come take it. Anything you paid into it is lost. You go through a period of unemployment, laid off by a corporation that you've been responsible to. You know, you get laid off from a corporation, you owe a corporation, the corporation takes your car, your house, whatever else. How responsible is that? And your children are left unanchored while you're dedicating your life to this system that is damaging you, damaging them. Our responsibility should be to our society. And our economy should reflect that. When we talk about working within the confines of the existing system rather than changing it, then we're just perpetuating that system. We're making it stronger. Krishnamurti said, "It is no sign of health to be well adjusted to a sick society." So I fail to see the responsibility in all of this. I've explained how all of this with the housing could have, should have been handled. I've explained how wages and employment, as was done in other countries, could have, should have been handled. But our government is not here to help our society. Our government is here to benefit the corporate structure that owns them. So when we're talking about responsibility, when we're defining responsibility, if we're not challenging the status quo and opposing the status quo, there is no responsibility. There is only subservience. And we are damaging, destroying ourselves. We're destroying each other. We're destroying our children. And I don't find that to be responsible. Do you? Please, share this video. Talk about these subjects far and wide. Redefine responsibility. Start questioning. If you're not questioning, then you need to take a look and question it. All right, and if you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.